Hello and welcome to CoreTV News at 7. I am Franco Malape and here are some of the reports we're filing now. Nigeria's military authorities have confirmed that Boko Haram insurgents attempted to capture Maiduguri. They have consequently imposed an indefinite curfew on the Borno state capital. Defense headquarters said through a Twitter handle that troops repelled an attack of the town in the early hours of the day. It added that the curfew was imposed to enable soldiers pursue fleeing insurgents. Nigeria's military authorities say a coordinated air and land assault was launched against the insurgents after a twin attack on Maiduguri and Monguno. The insurgents launched their attack few hours after President Jonathan's campaign rally in the city. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Atahiru Jega, has assured Nigerians that its database is well fortified and cannot be hacked, as alleged recently. The INEC chairman made the assertion on Friday evening during a town hall meeting hosted by BBC Media Action's Talk Your Own radio program held at the Proti Hotel Asokoro, Abuja. The INEC chairman, who answered various questions from participants, says he is confident that the security features that are in place will make it virtually impossible for the database to be hacked. Though they considered it does not stop people from trying, but added they will not succeed and the hacking is only possible if your data is online. When asked on the possibility of staff compromise in the data, Jega says it is not impossible, but measures are in place to prevent these, and even if a member of the staff does so, the culprit will be found out through control measures by the Commission. While admitting that there have been challenges in the production and distribution of permanent voter cards, Jega, however, cleared the air on INEC's preparedness to conduct the February polls due to such challenges, declaring that the Commission is ready. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission has flagged political parties for vandalizing pancake posters and billboards mounted by their opponents. Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman Kaudedo says the actions of the parties are in violation of the Commission's Code of Conduct for Political Parties. According to Ido, Section 7 of the code states that during campaigns, no political parties or candidates should resort to the use of inflammatory language, provocative actions, images, or manifestation that incite violence, hatred, contempt, or intimidation against another party or candidate or any person or group of persons on grounds of ethnicity or gender or for any other reasons. He also cited Section 14, which states no political party or candidate shall prevent other parties or candidates from passing or pasting their posters or distributing their leaflets, handbills, and other publicity materials in public places. There have been several reports of such acts of vandalism, several of which came from the two main parties, the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressive Congress. Earlier this month, campaign billboards of the PDP's presidential candidate Goodluck Jonathan were reportedly destroyed by unknown persons in Abuja. Meanwhile, the police high command is set to crack down on political thugs, miscreants, and their sponsors as political campaigns continue across the country. Police spokesman Emmanuel Ojukwu told journalists in Abuja that the force is prepared to apply the full weight of the law on any political actor, sponsor, or foot soldiers who resort to hate speech or violence to advance their political agenda. He also stressed the readiness of the police to investigate all acts capable of disrupting the peace of the nation before, during, and after the elections.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Suleiman Abba, is seriously concerned that despite several warnings to political actors, their sponsors and collaborators against the recourse to violence and the use of thugs in furthering their political interests, there have been reports of untoward activities in political campaigns and meetings. The IGP notes that it is particularly worrisome that of recent, thugs and miscreants have been employed by some political parties to disrupt and truncate the political campaigns of their opponents. In some instances, stones and missiles have been hurled at the nation's highly respected citizens and leaders. Abusive and demeaning words and in some instances, offensive vituperations bordering on the macabre have been hurled at opponents. We have also received disturbing reports of the pulling down and defacing of campaign posters. For the avoidance of doubt, the Nigerian police will apply the full weight of the law on any political actor, sponsor, associate, or foot soldier who resorts to hate speech or the use of violence to advance his or her political agenda. The unity, peace, and orderly progress of this nation cannot be mortgaged to suit or oil the ambitions of a few.
The youth wing of the APC Igbo socio-cultural organization, the Ohanaeze Igbo, has condemned in strong terms the recent attacks on the campaign train of President Goodluck Jonathan in Katsina and Bauchi State. The national president of Ohanaeze Youth Council, Okechukwu Izeguzoro, speaking in Umuahia, says Igbo youth will use their votes as a reprisal weapon against any attack on Jonathan. He called on the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, to caution his supporters. Izeguzoro says Buhari cannot be trusted with the security of Nigeria if he cannot control his supporters. He's also called on Igbo residents enough to be vigilant and defend themselves against electoral violence, warning that Ohanaeze youth will no longer tolerate wanton destructions of lives and property of Igbos in the north, all in the name of electoral violence. Also condemning the attacks on Jonathan's convoy, the acting national chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, Chris Uche, said the development was a danger signal to Nigeria's democratic experiment. Residents of Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, were barely allowed to move on major streets of the town as the campaign train of President Goodluck Jonathan arrived the town on Saturday. Speaking at Rama Square, where the campaign rally held, the president was seeking re-election and assured the people that everything will be done to end the Boko Haram crisis and commence the process of rebuilding the towns that have been destroyed by the insurgents in the state. The president equally promised that the rehabilitation of the victims of insurgents will begin while all the destroyed schools and communities will be rebuilt. He also expressed sadness as an insinuation that the government sponsored insurgency for political reasons, arguing that there was nowhere in the world and no leader, for whatever reason, will allow insecurity in his own country. He, however, admitted that the low turnout at the campaign ground was as a result of the security measures that were put in place.
We must surely overcome terror. We must surely conquer Boko Haram. We must surely return Borno State to what we know as a peaceful state, the state of peace. We must do everything to make sure that all the people kidnapped, including the Chibok girls, get back home.
I want to assure you, Mr. President, if we are going to conduct a free and fair election in Borno State,
You're watching CoreTV News at 7. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with more stories after this time out. You join us again.
My name is Akinwumi Ambode. I'm contesting to be the next governor of our great state, Lagos. No society can progress without caring adequately for its children and women folk. Our government will enforce the child abuse law while sustaining free and compulsory education for every child up to the secondary school level. In addition to enforcing protection laws for women against abuse and violence, we will work out a tax incentive plan for women in business to encourage greater participation by women in the economy. Our policy of equal opportunity for women and men is non-negotiable. We will sustain all the youth employment programs and create more jobs in all sectors to enable our youths to attain their potential. We will make Lagos the envy of all.
Vote Akinwumi Ambode for Governor of Lagos State.
If you just joined us, this is CoreTV News at 7, broadcasting live from our studios here in Lagos, Nigeria. For more information on our news and other programs, like our Facebook page, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can also follow us at CoreTV News NG. And our YouTube page, www.youtube.com/CoreTV, the news. The Ekiti State leg of the presidential campaign rally of the All Progressive Congress has taken place without the much-touted violence, though amid tight security. The chieftains of the party, while playing host to the campaign team, condemned the clampdown on some party faithful in the state as Muhammadu Buhari continues to promise better lives if voted into power. Our correspondent Rashid tells us more in this report.
The Ekiti State chapter of the All Progressives Congress and the PDP-controlled government in the state have been at loggerheads during the week following the death wish advertorial sponsored by Governor Fashola and the alleged planned assassination plot against Buhari in the course of his campaign in Ekiti. Therefore, the heavy security beefed up in the state did not come as a surprise to many. These APC stalwarts in the state, however, raised concerns.
Security situation today is good. The only thing is I just received a message now that APC people coming from F4 were blocked on their way here.
APC is a popular party in Ekiti. APC is a popular party in Nigeria. One thing we advise our fellow brothers in the other party, which is PDP, the issue of breaking billboards, the issue of turning posters, that is not the way to win elections.
The Labour Party candidate at the June 21st, 2014 governorship election, Okpeye Bamidele, made a surprise appearance at the campaign venue to drum support for Buhari as leaders of the party state reasons why Ekiti people should vote for it. Buhari later mounted the podium to canvass for the votes of Ekiti people.
Insecurity, unemployment, and corruption. The APC is determined to tackle this from the centers of Maiduguri head-on.
As the All Progressives Congress finally holds its presidential rally in Ekiti, the stage is now set between the PDP-controlled state government and the opposition to slug it out come 14th of February 2015, as they will now jostle for the vote of Ekiti people in deciding who will be the next president of this country between the PDP, President Goodluck Jonathan, and General Muhammadu Buhari. For now, the game is on. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
Meanwhile, the campaign train of the All Progressive Congress moves to Akure, the Ondo State capital, where the party leadership welcomes to its fold some erstwhile PDP members, among them Femi Agago, former chief of staff and brother of late Ondo State Governor Olusegun Agagun. Here again is Rashid's report.
Treating the presidential campaign train to a rousing welcome, party supporters alongside some defected PDP members in Ondo State say 2015 belonged to the APC in the state. Chairman of the APC did not agree less.
PDP knows that they have lost. They have lost because in the states where they are stoning Mr. President, those states are controlled by the PDP. In places where he has his own governors, himself and his governors are being stoned. We should ask those governors to explain what has happened between them and their people. What has happened is that the Nigerian people have lost faith and confidence in the President Jonathan government and in the PDP government.
Drawing experience from the botched Walk for Change earlier in the state, party leaders say change is imminent in Ondo, irrespective of efforts to suppress the movement.
Whatever he did not do for 4 years, it means if he has 10 years, he will not be able to do it. He has 6 years to have performed. We are still in darkness.
Nothing, I say nothing shall deter us from moving forward. Not intimidation, not harassment, not oppression, not repression, not any form of tear gassing or even threat.
Governor of Osun State, fortified Fashola, also emphatically believes Ondo is now in the grips of the APC.
We are determined, and the people, by their actions to us, are confirming our expectation that all the elections in Ondo will be won by our party.
How this will translate into victory for the party come February rests with the electorate. Rashid, CoreTV News, Akure.
In the meantime, the Women Wing of APC Presidential Campaign Council plans to suspend the last few weeks of the campaign period to rule on decided women and young Nigerians to support the party's presidential candidate. They are also keen on mobilizing people yet to collect their permanent voter cards to do so, as well as educate women on how to recognize the party's logo on election day. This, the women say, is because the women folk have a lot to benefit from an APC government at the center.
It is time for us to rise up, as we have heard. It is time for us to do more than we have been doing in the past. It is time for us to encourage other women so that all of us can be mothers of Nigeria. And we know what mothers do. Mothers heal, mothers comfort, mothers nurture, mothers provide, mothers sacrifice. We are women. That's who we are.
Come May 29, 2015, by the special grace of God, we will have a government that feels for the poor, a government that is responsible and responsive, a government that has the capacity and ability to turn this country around for good, a government that is reliable and efficient and effective, that can make all of us happy as a nation.
Nigeria depends on us, particularly the woman. I believe that Nigeria is waiting for the women, not necessarily the woman that will probably one day become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but a woman that understands that her place of nurturing, her place of grooming, her place of saying it the way it is. And I believe, I have no doubt, that by the special grace of God, come 29th May, we will be having a government that feels for the poor, a government that understands the need for us to know that we have a responsibility as a people.
A group which identifies itself as Igbo's Diaspora Initiative for Buhari has dissociated itself from claims that Eze Indigo in northern Nigeria have endorsed President Jonathan for a second term. Members of the group maintain that the suggestions were made by people they describe as political merchants who see politics as a means to their selfish needs. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the group led by the National Vice Chairman Obiora Norway, however, disclosed that it is backing the All Progressive Congress and its presidential candidate, Muhammadu Buhari.
We urge all the Igbos, wherever they find themselves, to integrate with their host communities and to refuse to be headed by greedy and rogue individuals who masquerade as monarchs where they have no stake to territory or subjects. They are simply put, impostors. We call on all public to disregard such unmandated statements from political merchants as we pray for change in all ramifications come February 2015.
And now, as the general elections draw near, Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola has called on Lagosians to vote for his parents, which, according to him, the APC governorship candidate Akinwumi Ambode represents. He also urged them to reject the experiment that is being promoted by the PDP for Lagos. Fashola gave the charge at the APC's governorship campaign rally in the Maiduguri area local government. Our correspondent Kazim Kasali's report is presented from our studios.
The Lagos State Governor on his arrival threw the already charged crowd into a frenzy. Speaking on his achievements in office, Fashola says the state has continued to make giant strides in all sectors, including a record first ill transplant in the Nigerian health sector.
And working with all our staff in Lasut, this is the feat that has been performed at home. So it means now that the door is open for a lot of our brothers and sisters, our children, who have never had a sound before, that they will begin to hear, because we will expand that project. So it shows you that our law to support disabled and physically challenged people is not about lip service. It's about a deep commitment about how people can get on with their lives if government does what it should do.
APC governorship candidate Akinwumi Ambode says he will explore the tourism potentials of Maiduguri and promise an employment trust fund for the state.
We have decided we will give you an employment trust fund that will give all of you access to finance. You'll be able to do that job that you've always wanted to do. I was just given a chance like you, and I never really believed I would be where I am today. So I want to give the youths of Badagry that same chance.
APC flags were also handed over to the candidates of the party with a charge on the people to vote APC in the general elections.
You're still watching CoreTV News at 7. We'll take another break shortly. We'll be back with more stories after this time out. Stay with us.
My name is Akinwumi Ambode. I'm contesting to be the next governor of our great state, Lagos. No society can progress without caring adequately for its children and women folk. Our government will enforce the child abuse law while sustaining free and compulsory education for every child up to the secondary school level. In addition to enforcing protection laws for women against abuse and violence, we will work out a tax incentive plan for women in business to encourage greater participation by women in the economy. Our policy of equal opportunity for women and men is non-negotiable. We will sustain all the youth employment programs and create more jobs in all sectors to enable our youths to attain their potential. We will make Lagos the envy of all.
Vote Akinwumi Ambode for Governor of Lagos State.
Thank you for being there. Now, the Agricultural Society of Nigeria has won the All Progressive Congress of an impending loss of Lagos State as a result of an incessant criticism of President Goodluck Jonathan. This, according to the group, is because majority of Southeast and South-South people are firmly behind the re-election bid of the president. He said in a statement signed by the Ude Garanya that people of Igbo ethnicity are a dominant bloc of voters in Lagos and would not tolerate the manner APC is ridiculing the president. The Indigo Cultural Society of Nigeria argues that the only local government the party can easily win in Lagos without Igbo support is Agege. And outside Nigeria now, U.S. President Barack Obama has begun an unprecedented second visit to India by serving U.S. President aiming to consolidate what he has called one of the defining partnerships of the 21st century. Obama will be first U.S. president to be chief guest at India's Republic Day Parade, a colorful celebration of the country's military might and cultural diversity, signaling a crowning closeness between the world's two largest democracies. He received a hug from Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he disembarked from Air Force One in New Delhi as a start of a visit which is seen as symbolizing a new warmth in sometimes strained bilateral ties. Well, and that's a wrap on CoreTV News at 7. Many thanks for watching. I am Frank Komalape. Don't forget, join us at 9:45 p.m. for our Prime Time Bulletin. Thank you for watching.